Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Agi, and if you're watching this video, probably you've been drawn by the title of this video. And by the way guys, if you haven't subscribed, I don't know what you're waiting for. Kindly just hit the subscribe button. Is the red button over there. Subscription is free. You don't have to pay for anything. So if you're watching this video, it's probably because you've been drawn by the title. I still haven't decided yet on the name I'm gonna give this video because I have a lot to talk about: nanny issues, nanny dramas, and a lot of stuff. And my house today is sort of quiet because my two other kids have gone to school and I'm sort of alone with some little boy over here that I'm gonna show you guys. So I'm home with this little guy. He's asleep right now because his brothers are in school and he's just bored. So basically I don't have a nanny right now. I'm just alone and I feel sort of like I've offloaded something off my shoulder. I feel more happier. My house is cleaner. I don't know if this is weird, or probably there's someone who feels the same way when their nanny is away. And I know most of you guys, your nannies are, some of them came back, some of them didn't. Mine was here for Christmas. Apparently she told me that she was gonna stay for Christmas because I wanted her to go. And I think it's among the first, I think it's the first time I'm actually having my nanny over here during Christmas. Most of the time they're gone for Christmas. So I was sort of happy when my nanny told me that she was gonna be here for Christmas, and I was excited like everybody else is normally excited when your nanny tells you like they're gonna be here over the holidays. And the reasons she gave me was that she was planning on saving some money so that by the time she's going home, like, she has saved enough money. And I was also excited for her because yeah, she's been here, she was here for like 3 months or something. I think 3-4 months. Well, I'm one person who never like chases away my nanny. I don't know if chase is the right word. I tend to hold on to them for the longest time possible, even if people are like telling me like you have to let her go, like she's not the right person to probably take care of your house and your kids. And sometimes I tend to hold on to someone even if deep within my heart I feel like, I've had enough. So my nanny was here for Christmas. Since she came, it has been like one thing after the other. It has been one thing after the other, and I was sort of getting tired of her because when she first came to my house, I think I'm gonna put you guys down. Yeah, so guys, I just put you guys down so that I'm able to probably give you the gist as I should, because my hand was sort of getting tired of holding the camera. So when this girl came to my house, I was sort of in doubt. So the first 2 weeks that she came, she sort of did something that left me wondering if she was the right person to take care of my kids. So what happened was she wanted to cut her hair, so I took her to the barber shop across the road. So I took her there at around 3, and when it got to 6, she wasn't home yet, so she hadn't gotten back from the salon. So I was like, where has she gone? Like, she doesn't know anybody here. Where has she gone? So when it got to 6, I sort of started to become worried, like maybe something had happened to her and I was seated here. So I decided to go back to the salon to get her. So when I got to the salon, when I was approaching the salon, basically my heart my heart started to pound because I wasn't seeing her. Like, the barber seat is normally by the door. So when I was getting there and I wasn't seeing her, I was sort of in shock because I was like, wow, it's been like 3 hours and she's not at home and she's not here. Like, where could she be? So when I got to the salon, they told me, oh, she left a long time ago. She has been upstairs with some guy who brings for us water in the house. So I was like, this guy who brings water to my house has only brought water like twice. Like, we buy water like once a week, so probably this guy has brought water to my house like twice. Like, I don't even think she has talked to this girl to get to a point where this girl would go and sit down there with her and just talk for all that time. So I went upstairs and I didn't find her. So when I came down, I found another lady who works at the salon, and she told me she just passed here like 10 minutes ago. So I had to trace her, and when I traced her, I went to to the field behind my house, because that's where I once told her to take my kids to play, because there's a big field up there that I once told her to take the kids to play. So when I was approaching that field, because I said probably she might have gone there, so as I'm approaching the field, I meet her with like 3 other men behind her, and she's smiling. And I was so upset because I felt like, you shouldn't do this. Like, you're a grown up and you don't know these people, and I want to be able to trust you with my children. And if you're a person who has been in my house for that short amount of time, and you're able to go somewhere, and you know very well it's not that time when you're supposed to go somewhere, like, you know, Sunday probably is the day when you're supposed to go out and probably go to church and probably do any other thing that you want, but I just gave you out of my time and took you to the salon to make your hair, and you still go and do your other stuff. That really pissed me off. But I said, after talking to her, she sort of said that she was sorry, and I sort of accepted her. So we sort of lived in peace for some time, until that time when she bought her phone. Like, I don't know what it is with nannies with phones. Most of the time when I get a nanny with a phone, it's always like trouble. Most of the time you find that they're cooking and your onions are burning, and they're outside on their phone, they're talking. I don't really know what you people do to minimize all of this, and if you have any suggestion, kindly let me know in the comment section. I'd like to know how you guys handle phones with nannies, because me, it has gotten to a point where I feel like probably they should not have a phone, but you know, you cannot control that. They need their phones. So after she got a phone, she was like, every time you would send her to the shop, she would stay there for like 2 hours. Like, you'd send her to buy onions, she would stay there for like 3 hours, and you wonder, what is she doing? Like, the question, where is she, became like a song in my house. Like, where is she? Like, there's this one time I'm making eggs for my kids, it's lunchtime, I'm making eggs for my kids, and I sent her for more eggs because the eggs were few. So more eggs for me and her, for me and her. So I even decided to have my lunch and not wait for the eggs, because I decided to go with the vegetables alone, because I was getting tired of waiting for her. She went to buy eggs at the shop. You don't even cross the road. And she went there and she stayed there for more than 30 minutes. Like, who really does that? Like, it had gotten to that point. So what led to me not having a nanny today is I sort of, like, I wanted her to go for Christmas, but she didn't want to go. So all this drama that led to her going started on Christmas Eve, the night of Christmas. So I leave her with my kids because I was so tired, you know, from all that Christmas shopping and stuff. I was tired, and I told her, like kindly just take care of these kids for probably an hour, and then I'll be back to sort of take over, because normally I'm the one who take care of my kids. I take care of my kids, I make sure they are fed, I do all that. Her work is basically her work is just housework, because I'm a stay-at-home mom, and most of the time I have nothing that I'm doing, if not probably YouTube or my other online businesses. So what happened was, after leaving her with kids, I come back and she looks like she's frustrated, and I'm like, you look sort of frustrated, and I'm supposed to probably leave you with these kids for maybe a month. What if I'm to travel? Like, you cannot take care of these small kids. Like, she was looking like she was just angry. I don't know whether it was because of the kids that I left her with. So I don't really understand why she was that moody. So I just told her probably clean up the living room, have her dinner, and then probably clean up her living room, which she put her food. After a while, she basically put her food to eat, and then after a few minutes I heard as if she was crying, and then the next minute she took a full plate of food and threw it in the dustbin. Like, that really made me so angry, because there are people who are sleeping hungry out there, and I give you food I give you food and then you throw it in the dustbin. Like, that was so annoying. That was just over the top. That was just overrated. I was so angry with her, and I talked to her and she begged me, because I just wanted her to go, because I was just done. I felt like probably she wanted to go home for Christmas, but maybe she was angry because she wanted to go home for Christmas, but maybe she felt like I was stopping her, which I wasn't. I genuinely wanted her to go for Christmas. And then you know, she sort of begged me that she didn't want to go, because I told her, maybe it's like you want to go home and you don't want to tell me. So I was like, okay, you can go home now, because the way you're starting to act, it's like maybe you want to go home. Yeah, because why would someone start behaving like that? Yeah. So after she begged me, don't tell your husband about it. Of course I was gonna tell my husband. She begged me not to tell my husband that she threw food in the dustbin. I ended up telling my husband, because I don't even see the reason why I should keep it as a secret. So after her crying and begging me she didn't want to go, I sort of just forgave her. So on Christmas Day in the morning, again, I'm looking for her. After I've made breakfast, I'm looking for her to come and have her breakfast, and I find her again in her room crying. So I was like, what is it this time? Why are you crying? And she goes like, she goes like, no, I'm not crying. And I'm like, you're crying, I can see your eyes, like, duh. And she goes like, I sort of started to insist that she was gonna tell me why she's crying, or I just sent her packing like that day, because I was so done. Like, my kids were now looking at her and they were like wondering why she was crying like that, and it was just spoiling my Christmas. Like, she just ruined my Christmas. So after a while, she sort of told me that she was crying because she was trying to call her parents back at home and their phone was off, which I found that it was kind of ridiculous, because she had talked to them the day before. Like, I asked her, did they tell you your kid was sick? And she goes like, no, her kid is okay. Then why are you crying? Like, I was just so mad, and my husband was like so mad about that. And she was like, my husband was like, no, she has to go. And the girl started to kneel down and beg. She didn't want to go. So I didn't even know what to do, because there she is crying all the time. She's moody all the time. She doesn't want to go. What do you do with her? Like, what are you supposed to do with these people? Like, I don't even understand. Like, I'm not saying all nannies are bad, but if you get the bad ones, you're gonna even, you don't even want to have. Like, right now, I don't even feel like, I feel like I can't breathe. I feel happy, but at the end of the day, I still have to get one, because, you know, I recently had surgery and there are certain things in the house that I still cannot do. I'm sort of straining myself, but it is not good for me. So basically, after that, after her crying and begging, we sort of let her stay. But I was like, I'm gonna just try to look for a replacement, because by the look of things, she was not the kind of person I would want to probably live with. She was not the kind of person I would want to take care of my kids in the future. So I even called my mom and I told her, okay, you guys kind of just look for someone. If you get someone, probably I can just let her go, because by the look of things, she wanted to go. So Christmas Day, after all that drama, the following day, 26th, I think she was just okay. She was sort of moody, but yeah, she was better. And then on 27th in the morning, I woke up and I'm looking for her, because the house was sort of quiet. So I go to the balcony and I find that she soaked almost all the dirty clothes in a big basin with soap inside, and then she left. So I was like, where could she have gone? So after now, I was like, probably she went to the after probably a few minutes, I was like, maybe she went to the shop. And now I was like, what? Where is she now? After probably 4 hours, I was like, I tried to call her phone, because apparently she just took her phone and her charger, and up to now her stuff are still in my house. I don't even know what to do with them, because when you call her, she's not picking, because I probably just wanted to call and tell her, come and pick your stuff. And probably if she's watching this, just come and pick your stuff, because I don't need them, and I feel sort of guilty just throwing them away, and I don't want to do that, because probably what if I throw them today and then the next day she's in my house that she wants her stuff? Like, what would you do? I don't even know what to say about this, but I'm gonna probably give you advice, like when you have a nanny, because as for me, I've had a nanny for the last probably 10 years. I've had several. Some have just stayed for probably a month. There's one that I really loved, and when she went, I felt really bad. But this one that went, I probably said to myself, like, she deserved the person who got her from me, because the way she went, it's like someone called her from my house to go give her a job. Yeah, so I was like, okay, she can go, well and good, but The only pain I was feeling is the money, because I spent so much money just to get her from the village. She comes from very far, which I'll not be able to, and probably reveal in this video, but she came from very far, and I happened to use a lot of money to bring her here, and that is the only thing that really pained me. But apart from her going, I don't feel like I lost that much, because she was such a drama queen. Like, you would deal with her issues every day, and I have 3 kids, 3 boys, which I deal with every day, and if you add a nanny on top, someone who's supposed to make your work easier, it becomes really exhausting. So I'm just glad that she went, and I wish her all the best of luck wherever she went. And I just wanted to give you guys a few tips on when you have a nanny. Sometimes, as a new mom, it's the first time probably you're having a nanny in Africa. It's sort of different, yeah, from the other parts of the world. I don't know. But what I've learned is nannies, like specifically in Kenya, they've been doing really ridiculous, weird things to kids. So if you have a problem with your nanny, stop the shouting. Do not shout at them. Do not quarrel. If you've stayed with your nanny for some time and you feel like this is someone that I cannot live with, just sort of get a replacement. When you get a replacement, just tell her, girl, I'm sorry, but you have to go. But the problem is sometimes you shout at them, you quarrel them, and then you tell them, oh, tomorrow you'll go, and you forget that this person is living in your house. Sometimes you tend to quarrel, and then you leave them with your kids, and some of them, they sort of revenge on the children. So don't do that. Sometimes there are things that you just tend to overlook, or if it's something that you can do, just do, because sometimes you're putting your kid's life in danger by sometimes just shouting, because sometimes you have a baby who cannot even tell you in the evening that this person did this to me, and you're sort of quarreling with this person. You're gonna end up putting your kids in trouble. You're gonna end up making this person, this stranger, because most of them are strangers to you, unless probably you've lived with a nanny for probably a year. I would say a year. That's when you can know like how that person is. But sometimes you get them within a month, you're already shouting at them, and then that is when they end up probably doing something to your kid. And I've also seen a case where a nanny stabbed a woman and their baby. And if you want to avoid all this, if you feel like this is not the person that you can live with, just let the person go. Do not try to force things. Do not try to hold on, oh, she's good with the kid. You don't know her. And I would really advise people to get a nanny cam, because at least it will be able to show you what they do. So the only thing I would like to ask you guys, like when you install a nanny cam, do you tell your nanny that I have a nanny cam installed, or you just keep quiet and you tend to watch from a distance? Because there are people who say you need to tell them, and I feel like sometimes when you tell them, they'll know, they'll be like, they'll know which rooms don't have cameras, because sometimes you've told her, I have a camera in my living room. She'll probably go to the kitchen and do whatever she wants to do. Yeah. And when you don't tell them also, I've heard of stories where you get to see a lot of things that you're not supposed to see. Yeah, so I don't know. Do you tell your nanny that you have a camera installed or not? I would like to hear that in the comment section. I would like to hear from you guys. What are your views dealing with these nannies? Because me, it has gotten to a point where I don't even know how to handle them, apart from just the few tips that I gave you guys, that when you feel like you're tired, when you feel like you've had enough, don't start shouting. When you try to talk to them politely, tell them how you want your things done. But if you feel like this is not, like she's not doing what you're telling her, just let her go and do it in the most polite way, because especially if you have kids, you don't want to leave an angry nanny with your kids, because most of these people, as some of them, they'll end up doing things to your kids, and by the time you realize, it's sometimes too late. Yeah. So also install a nanny cam. I think the nanny cam is the best option. You'll be able to know exactly what happens in your house anytime you're away. Yeah. So guys, that is my story, my nanny drama. I know some of you have gone through worse situations, but I just wanted to share with you my story with a nanny. Right now I don't have one. I'm getting one soon, but I just have to. But if I had any other option, I just wouldn't. I would just take care of my home alone. So guys, if you enjoyed the video, kindly hit the subscribe button. If you haven't, I don't know what you guys are waiting for. It's free. Yeah, so kindly hit the subscribe button, and kindly hit the notification button so that anytime I upload a new video, you're able to know that I uploaded, so you're not able to miss on anything. So kindly hit the subscribe button and leave a comment in the comment section if there's anything you want to share with me. I would like to hear from you guys, and give the video a thumbs up, and I'm so grateful that you're able to watch this video to the end. So see you guys in my next video.